Hi and welcome to Dr. Mix! Did I scare you? Today I'm gonna give you a big tour of my studio. This is a holiday season special video for you where I'm going to also reveal some secrets that I've never revealed before on camera. So I love you a lot, I hope you're having a fantastic, great time, and let's dive into it straight up because this is where most of my work happens. Like this area here, right? And as you can imagine, it's on a constant flow. It changes quite dramatically depending on what I'm working on. Let's start with my main shooter, which is the Rhodes. Yeah, this instrument I use so much. It's probably the instrument that I use the most because it's always ready. It has a beautiful sound. Yeah, it's a very good instrument. And I love to use it also as a plinth for any synthesizer that I like to feature or that I'm using for a certain production and things like that. Lately, I'm using Osmose because it's really super powerful. Right? This then goes into this section, which is the boss looping part of the setup, which at the moment is disconnected because I'm working on different things, so I keep on wiring it back and forth because that's what happens. Right here there is, of course, the Hammond. The Hammond has also big pedals that come this way. It works like this. You turn it on and then you hold this for a few seconds. And then once you've done that, you listen to the motor is going in the right direction for the correct pitch. And then I turn on this other switch, keep it on for a second, and remove. Yeah, it's not mic'd up at the moment because it does require a little bit of work. Let me show you something. This is the corner of the studio where not only my Samsonite lives, but also Leslie lives. And I have a few cables back there, and when I need to mic it up, I just mic it up and I record, and then when I'm done, I'm done. Right, on the top we have the C15, which is possibly one of the most innovative things that I have touched, besides my AI tools. I mean, This, of course, is the TO5, which I have a signed version of. This TO5 has been signed by Tom Oberheim himself. I love this piece. I super love it. Yeah, the TO5. Yeah, I love the TO5 and I love the C15. That's why I keep them around here, because these are a little bit my go-tos. I have other go-tos as well, but for the job that I'm doing right now, this is what I need. Coming back down here, on this mid-section of the setup, here's where we start going towards the rhythm aspect of things. So the first piece of gear that we need is the multi-clock, because we need to be triggered to a steady clock that can be the master for all of these guys, right? So this is the multi-clock, it's the ERM. I've shown it on the channel multiple times, and this is the spine of my rhythm. I'll show it to you quickly. What it basically does, it allows me to take the sync signal from an audio source from within the DAW, in my case it's Cubase, and basically it behaves like a master clock for everybody, and it's capable of delaying or anticipating any individual clock that may go into these pieces of gear, which are old, you know, they hardly can keep the tempo together at all. So with this, you have maximum control over, you know, things like latency and this stuff. I mean, some of these machines don't even take MIDI, you know. So this one we have to use like some kind of, it's a sync thing that it has. It's fortunately compatible with this system. So this is how I keep it all going together. And then there's my go-to sampler, which is the Machine. I like it because it's an instrument that I can load up, connect audio, and it does the job, you know, rather than a controller that you then need a laptop to connect to, you know what I mean? So I've got a lot of sounds here, always available to me when they are monitored. Turn on Machine and bang! This is a kick with a 1.5 ears of reverb, produced by this amazing machine. Look at it. So this is the latest massive new thing in the studio, because this is the Eventide H9000, which is the most amazing effect that I've ever worked with. So it's able to do multiple chains of different effects. But the fact is also that because it has its own monitor, then I can use it here for when I go DAWless, when I want to do, like, say for example, looping stuff. I want to have my effects anywhere I want, including including Machine, if that's what I like to do. And which is a perfect segue into how all this thing is connected, because all of the keyboards that you've seen so far are connected via this mixer. So this is a Korg SoundLink mixer, which has tons of inputs, right? I think 24 exactly. It has subgroups like this. So on subgroup number 1, I have the tape delay, aka this guy. From the mixer it goes in, and then it goes back into the mixer, right? So if I'm playing a Rhodes like this, the sound is dry, but if I engage 1 and 2, now this is the sound for the reverb. Tape delay. Yeah? And not only that, but I can mute altogether the Rhodes from the mix. So now we have only the effect. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And essentially we can do the exact same thing with Eventide. So Eventide has multiple inputs and outputs. Some are digital, some are analog. It has so many of them that it doesn't even care. So if no group is selected, the Rhodes will be flat, like this. If I engage 1 and 2, now I'm getting the tape delay and the spring reverb. But if I engage 5 and 6, now I've got black hole, right? So I have it, like I can also have it on some voice if I want to. Ah. Oh, this is getting, okay, this is getting both. The tape delay, the reverb, black hole, and the spring reverb all together. So how about if I then take the return from the delay and send it again to the delay. Right?
You should subscribe to this channel.
Sounds so important.
Because you haven't done it yet. Repent. Subscribe to this channel now, please. Yes. And yes. Well done.
So I like that I can get different sounds all in one move because I know the sounds that I like. So this allows me to do that. And not only does it have digital inputs, they are digital inputs that you can pass to it via Ethernet because it's a Dante machine. So I can put it anywhere in the recording studio and it works. All I need to do is connect it to the net. Here is the Mega Boom Boom. The Mega Boom Boom. The Mega Boom Boom is my collection of drum machines. Right now, Louis has stolen a few of my favorites, so we'll go to Studio B in a while. But in the meantime, let me show you, because of course this is my 808. I'm sure you have seen my 808 before. I'm sure you know that I have sampled it in so many ways, and I have made a sound pack for it, and you can find it with the link in the description. Let me show you. So once we have turned on the recording on the 808 and the monitoring, and the same for the 909, then all we need to do is run Cubase. 808 will be synced to it, and 909 will be as well. I can also do machine it, but I don't have a pattern on it yet. I am not decided where to put this. I think I should put it right here. Where do you think this should go, by the way? Let me know in the comments, please, because I've been reshuffling. I'm always reshuffling. So this is the Maestro Rhythm King, and I super amazingly love it. This one does not sync up, but it sounds like this. Beautiful, right? Channel number 2. Yeah, baby, I'm feeling your groove. I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Who's the lucky boy in me? Thank you. I love my synths. And I love you. I love you so much. I want to show you more. And I want to tell you things that I've never told anyone. For example, did you know that these plates, which we use for our camera shots, I have like multiple of them, and we basically fit them to the wall as and when required. Is that true or not, Luke?
Yep, my new favorite is over here.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know, when we need some angle and we don't know how to get it, and especially we don't want all the tripods in the way. Why? And this is why, because they're always in the way. We tend to hook up lights and camera as much as we possibly can on the walls. Which you can only attach the studs though, because you have to be careful, because once I touched it and it was not the studs and the whole thing collapsed. So that's something I've never revealed anywhere. Something that long time watchers of this channel know is about the skulls. But I don't think that a lot of people know about them yet. So when you see skulls rotating on my turntables, there is a reason for it. No, I'm joking, there is no reason for it, it's just I like skulls. No, I like these specific ones because they come from Mexico. And there's this amazing festival where I go to play nearly every year called Mi Casa Holiday. And been going there for the longest time, I think probably 15 years. I don't play every year, but most of the times. And every time I go there, I buy a new skull. This I love because it's red, obviously. That's the sun. This is one of the most interesting, I think. It's really, really cool. Doesn't it look cool? Mexico, baby. And so is this. This is a little bit bling. It's a bit bling. Anyway, yeah, I get this in Mexico, and on the piano there is a lot of stuff that I meant to use more. I mean, there's also these three dubious flyers from 20 years ago gigs. Yeah. It's my lip balm. Something you don't need to know. This is a book that I started a million times, but I can never find the time to go through with it. And I love it so much. Here I got ear protection. I use ear protection all the time. Use ear protection all the time. Musicians, you listening? Protect your ears when you go to a gig, when you're near the speakers. It's so bad for you, you have no idea. Use protection, I beg you. One fell. I got it back. So these are always handy. This, I don't know if they're interested in it, but if you see the studio shots, sometimes you would see this. This is M. Passavanti. This is for Mario Passavanti, my father. So he used to work for the first Thomas Cook agency in Rome back in the 50s, where they were trying to make civil aviation popular, right? So he flew on many times, like in the 50s, which is a pretty big deal. So this was the first TWA fly, Rome to Bombay, yeah? So at the time, it was so fancy that would manufacture suitcase tags out of leather. Still on, like 60 years later. More, 70 years later. Anyway, it's funny because it says Passavanti. I love it. And it reminds me of my dad, that I always will love. I lost my dad in 2014. He was 86, he had a great life. This one is the famous, infamous machine to do live streaming, which I paid a fortune at the time, and it works like a charm. Please let me know in the comments. Should I stream? Should I go back to streaming? Because I haven't done that in a while, because I never seem to have the time when I have all the synthesizers videos to make. So if you write "go stream," capital letters, 3 exclamation marks, if I see more than 50 of these, I'm gonna start streaming live again. All right? This is a card. Is this on? Because I want to. Okay, let me show you Luke's face. So this card is because sometimes we have so many cameras that we forget what to turn on and what to turn off. You know, exactly, and you know, both Luke and I are guilty of having forgotten to turn on or off some cameras. So we write this to remind us of what's on and what's not on. Definitely forgetting to turn them on is not on. This is my Korg ARP 2600 Mini, which is possibly one of my favorite synthesizers for sound design. I mean, honestly, I can do so many things with this guy. The only problem is that at the moment, why am I not using it? I have to sort of plan to use it. It's not just something that you put on your Rhodes and it works straight up. You have to connect it and things. The studio tour wouldn't be complete. I mean, we're gonna go on for a little longer, if you don't mind. So this is my piano. This piano has been with me since 2008. I think it's probably one of the best vertical sounding pianos that I've ever used, and I'm so glad that it's mine. Recently, we also have fitted it with MIDI capabilities. So right now, I'm going to show you how it works. So yeah, the sound of the piano is being captured by these two microphones who live here permanently. But what's amazing is that then you can select, for example, Rhodes Anthology, and this is my sparkle top sound. I've made this myself. I just had a little bit of chorus and it sounds like this. Record. Right? So yeah, there's a lot of flexibility there, and I do love Anthology. They really pulled off something incredible. I am going to show you the act of meeting up my MK8 quite soon. That's another video that's coming soon. I'm gonna take you just back here to show you what happens back in this area. So this corner, there are things that you have seen, but I haven't said. There is this funny picture of me ages ago at some kind of Yamaha event. Oh, for the reface. So it must have been not too long. That is my diploma, Grove School of Music, 1992. I was exactly 20. This was back in the days when I lived in California, Los Angeles. These are two of my dearest friends who I unfortunately lost. Here's Tony Soddu, one of the greatest sound engineers in Italy. Very much loved person. He worked with everyone, from Nile Rodgers to Metallica. He has worked for Bjork. He was a real legend. I love you, Tony, forever. Mwah. And here's Aldo Mazzoni, another dear friend of mine who passed on, unfortunately. A great musician, also a great entrepreneur, somebody who has really influenced me with his friendship and with his talent. And so I keep them here with me because none of them could see how cool my studio has become. So there you go. Right. Oh, there is another piece of news that the reason why this is always obscured is because the light that comes across from the corridor isn't very nice. Right? I mean, it would be kind of cool, but during the day, there is so much light and it's got this sort of green tint, which is a shame because the studio looks really cool from this side. Come this side. I mean, this is a quite cool shot, look. Yeah, with the parallax of the synthesizers. But unfortunately, we don't get to see it because otherwise I have this nasty light from the back of my shots, which we don't want. Another thing that you may not know, but our lights are always in the way. It's like there is no escape. They're always in the way. This is a gnome. His name is Frank. Say hi to Frank. Hi, Frank. Also, when I launch things, they always end up in good places, like right now. Frank! Frank! So, my synthesizers here. Obviously, I've got a DX7. This is a new acquisition. I have many videos on it. I'm gonna leave all the links in the description. A D50, because of course you have to. This was my first synth coming to London that I used for gigs of all kinds, because I came to London about 22 years ago, and initially I just did the gigging musician around London for years, in fact. And this is an M1, which I love so much. Here I have a spare 505 for, you know, for gigs. This is an MK1, this one is an MK2. This is a Honor clavinet, and it's amazing, it sounds fantastic. It's not connected at the moment. So this is the Muse, which along with the PolyBrute 12 are possibly my favorite new polyphonic synthesizers. I really love both of them. I don't know if I'm gonna have released the video about my favorite 2024 synthesizers yet. If I haven't, look out for that. If I have already, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Yeah, this is a fantastic synth, man. Like, both of these are absolutely amazing and I love them. This is the SH1000, which I've had for quite a few years, back from the old studio, if you remember that. This is the first synthesizer from Roland, I believe, ever made, and it's got a really funky sound. Vocoders are a strong passion of mine. So here's a VP 550, which is probably my favorite. It's very realistic, and it's very playable. That's it. It's very playable. I have obviously an oscilloscope here, because why wouldn't you have one? It's so cool and so colorful. I usually use it to explain waveforms or just to have something cool to look at whilst I speak. And here I've got a Juno 106. This needs attention. It needs the doctor. Absolutely. And this is the Astrolab. This is another amazing synth that came out this year. I don't play this enough. I should play you enough. You do not deserve to be in the last tier of this synthesizer rack. And I love you too. Look, I'm gonna give you a kiss. I love you too. The big boys. Here we have the Prophet 5. This is a Rev 2.3. One of my favorite instruments ever. Here's a Juno 6. This needs the doctor as well. It kind of still works, but just by this much. Otherwise it would be completely dead. And then obviously my Moog Mini Moog, which is the joy and pride of my life. And I love it. It's amazing. And it's disconnected. This is the Moog Etherwave Theremin, which I have signed by Bob Moog himself. Yeah, that is a great piece. But one of the pieces that you don't get to see today is this one, which I got in 2024, but I cannot show it to you because it's not out yet. I get such a kick out of saying that. I can show you the sound of the keypad. Yeah, I think you will have to take a look to this channel sometimes in the near future, because you really want to know about this one. Yeah. Well, shall we just double check on Louis so that I can show you Studio B just quickly? Come with me, let's go. And this is how we go and disturb Louis while he's working. There you go. Sorry, Louis. I just want to show them Studio B. Yeah. Yeah, come in. Yeah, so this is Studio B. How much time do you spend in this room?
I've probably spent more time in this room than any other room.
Absolutely fair to say. Louis is a real soldier. He is in charge of this room. This is more the mixing and mastering setup, but over the years that has changed.
Yeah, evidently.
Evidently, because Carlo, I'm filming. Amore, my friend Carlo. Carlo, say hi to everyone on the channel.
Hi everyone!
Yeah. Bye. What were we saying? Yeah, you spend a lot of time in here.
Yeah.
Because of course there is a lot of mixing and mastering work here, but also a lot of production work,
Yeah.
which you do with this selection of synths.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, isn't it? I'm very lucky.
Yeah, we're all very spoiled. Okay, let me show you first the analog tape, because this is amazing, baby. I think that once if you're as lucky as we are to have one available to use whenever you want, this is the best sounding recorder I know. It's just literally, it's incredible. Right, so
Perfect.
it's perfect. I know, it's extremely cool. I am aware of that. Plus, of course, you need to have red flanges and black knob adapters, because otherwise, how is it cool? You're very cool. This is from the 1970s. I think I got this machine from a guy who got it from a dismissed studio of BBC Manchester.
Isn't that also the same with the Hammond that has a BBC connection?
Yes, the Hammond is a BBC Hammond. That's right. This was used for broadcasting. In fact, this variant, I believe, is called RC, which is the one that you use to put stuff on air, maybe, I don't know, whatever that may have been. These machines have been used a lot. I got it 15 years ago for £700. I had it completely refurbished by Clive Cavan back when my studio was at home. So we're talking a long time ago.
I love that you bought that and it was living in your home.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean my home studio wasn't big and this was taking a massive space. But you know, at the time I had just launched drmix.com, which meant, you know, I was getting a lot of orders for mixing and mastering and I wanted to give them the best, like we do today. So I got a whole bunch of gear, including this piece. This is the other piece that I got. This is the Thermionic Culture Fat Bastard, a 14-channel valve-based, what do you call it? Summing mixer?
Summing mixer, yeah.
But it also has some equalization, some amazing equalization. So this is when, you know, when you order the valve option on drmix.com, the music goes through this. Yeah, because of course, you know, it takes a little bit more work because we have to route it, but this sounds amazing. We make it sound hard by driving it harder or making it more saturated with the knob. It's a balance between the two things. At the heart of this setup is the Apollo 16 X16 × 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really super high quality converters and they have a ton of plugins. Amazing plugins.
Are amazing. Yeah.
Really seriously good. And we used to have like a complex routing system. What was it called?
The Tegla.
The Tegla. So we could do like mastering level analog switching digitally controlled. But in the end, we had so many inputs and outputs that it just didn't
need it.
We didn't need it. We just used the gear straight on. This is the Shadow Hills mastering compressor, which pretty much retired every other compressor that we have. It sounds amazing, and the more you use it, the better it sounds. But we have, for variety, of course, we have the distressors down there. We also have the Neve 33609. And underneath that is an old piece that I still love, a gate that I use as an instrument to do Kraftwerky stuff. And then we have that Empress. It's very impressive, in fact.
Impressive.
And then obviously we have our studio monitoring control, which is the R4S.
Satori.
which we've used for quite a few years, and our selection of speakers, which is of course an NS10s, because I've always used them. Yeah, these are actually my NS10s from back in the day.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, I mean, and they're so dusty as well. Head, these are my favorite ever. But at this point for me, I find them like...
They are class, yeah.
Class, exactly, class.
Yeah.
And you also use these a lot, don't you? The SC305 Eve.
Yeah, I really like them because they've got... The heads have like a super low... They respond well to super low frequencies, but the Eves, like, they have this punch that you don't not that you don't get, but that is also useful to hear, you know. I love that on those. So basically you use this for the mids, right? You use this for the mastering, the balance, the image, and you use this to measure the punch. Right. And it also is genre based, so like if it's a rock mix or that type of area, I go straight to the NS10s. I do pretty much the whole mix on the NS10s.
Nice. Oh yeah, we also have this BBE Sonic Maximizer, which I love. This belonged to Tony. We don't use it much, do we?
No, but it is really nice on like top end.
Oh yeah.
All the stuff is really nice.
All the stuff, yeah. Obviously we got a little bit of older formats when we need to do like label works. Sometimes labels come with tons of DAT tapes and they want to upgrade, digitize in a different format their catalog, or maybe tapes for this tape recorder is the best. I've used it to do a Chet Baker project where all they had was a tape from a gig taken by the bass player. I pulled it down with this machine, and with RX and more stuff we were able to basically bring it back, and it's like a successful release and it's out there, which is incredible.
That's very cool.
Otherwise, why don't you tell me a little bit about the synths that you have around here? So lazy, we don't even mic him up. All right, this one.
Delia. You say Delia. I'm all Delia Smith over here. If you're British, you'll know who that is. Yeah, this is an awesome analog synth with, you may know it because it has the
self-moving
knobs. We've got the Tiger, which is an awesome monophonic synthesizer, and it has an amazing delay on it. And we have the granular modular piece in there.
The Qubit Nebula.
The Nebula, yeah. Behind there, the Mini Freak. Don't be fooled because it's behind there. I use that all the time. It's amazing. I can't recommend it highly enough. And then, but I love this little guy.
Oh yeah, I see you use this one all the time.
I use this all the time. It's got some really, really nice drum sounds on it. And the pattern, the patterning is awesome as well, but I just use it as a sampler really. I love the sounds on it.
Yeah. So. And you use either that or the TR-8S that you stole from my rack.
Yeah, well, we're sort of like constantly taking it back and forth from each other, which tells you a lot. Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, you've done loads of videos with this. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got the MS-20 as well.
Don't we?
Which is wonderful for a variety of things, but I love it just because I just love playing with like the frequency modulation and the cutoff modulation on this envelope.
It can get really wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Quite easily, which I like.
Yeah. Hold on a second. You got a Pro Tools on your desk? What's the story?
I love this thing because like all the sounds on it, no one else is using those sounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's 89. There's some amazing sounds on here which are super unique, and they're just not really that customizable.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Because also it's got the samples from the emulator 1 and also 2, I believe. So it's like the best of.
The best of collection.
Right. Yeah. So I had one of those. I mean, this I bought later on, just a few months ago.
It was like a couple years ago. Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
Wicked. Jungle is massive.
Jungle is massive. That's right. That I had back in the day when it came out. We were using it all the time, and then it was a little bit overused, right?
That's why it's so good now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been heard in a while. Yeah.
And then obviously your baby behind.
Yeah. That is my Rhodes. This is, I think, my third Rhodes. And I had 2 MK1s, which I had to sell because because musicians sometimes have to do that. Also, we know when you cannot transport it across nations, that as well. I love it so much, I don't use it enough.
Love it.
Yeah. What's back here? Oh, this is the culprit. The reason why I started Dr. Mix really is because I found out that now mastering wasn't only for the mastering studios, but you could have a piece of gear that could simulate mastering. And this did it perfectly. Tony Sodzu taught me this. And this is his unit because he lent it to me and I never give it back. And and I sent him a new one instead. And this stayed with me. I started using this baby, on my demos. Because I mean, you have to imagine, I come from a time where we wouldn't dare do any mastering in the mixing studio, because that was for the big guys, the mastering engineers who would do this esoteric stuff that we don't know about. So you just live, don't touch the bass, don't touch anything, let the mastering engineer deal with it. And then these things came about, I started using them. This is a TC Electronic Finalizer. This is the version Plus. And you could do saturation to awesome degrees. Limiting, still unbeaten. If you want to limit drums seriously, pass it through this. Listen to me. It had a multi-band compressor, super usable, super perfect. It had also a stereoizer. So basically in one go, with very little latency, you could just stick this to the end of your mixer or your interface. It could also take digital, so you could go digital into it, and it sounded like a finished mix. And the acceptance of my demos at the time with the big labels went from like 80% to 100%. They never had anything to say when I added this guy in between. To the point that I started mixing and mastering in one go. To the point that I got so practical with it that I opened drmix.com. Which is why it'll make sense. So it's because of this machine. Go figure. Well, before I let you keep on working, although it's quite late, 2 words about Hydrosynth.
Yeah, I was thinking I missed it off. This was the first ever synth that I people who watch this channel will understand. This is the first synth I ever had a proper connection with.
Yeah. You
So
do show that.
It's super special to me, and I love it. There's so many sounds on here. Like they give you A through C as like the default banks, and then I've got a whole D and E. So that's like 250 sounds that I've slowly been making here, of my own sounds. And all the sounds are used.
Yeah. And that's a testament to how good the guys at ASM are, because this is a completely digital synth.
Yeah.
Nothing analog about it except the sound. And I do love it, and I would use it more if you didn't steal it from me.
Yeah, I let you,
All right, we'll let you work. Thank you for the break.
Thank you.
All right, cheers. Let's go. Yeah, those are my Sunlight Square records, because of course, it's funny because a lot of people ask me, hey, you should make music. Sometimes you should make music. And I think, yeah, I should try every now and then. So this is a small selection of records that I have released as Sunlight Square. These are records that are in the vibe of Afro, soul, Latin, Cuban, house, deep, funk, soul, disco type of thing. These are gigs that I did in the past. 2014. This is in Bordeaux. This is another gig that I did in Seoul, South Korea. This is this is a great gig. I don't know if you are in Germany and you know the Mojo Club in Hamburg. you know that it's one of the best discos on the planet. And I got to play there quite a few times with my Sunlight Square project. This is actually an artist who made this portrait. His name is Propaganda, with 4s instead of A's. I'm gonna leave a link in the description because I am one of the lucky ones who got his portrait done, because he's done everyone in the house music scene, Louis Vega, Giles Peterson, all of my favorite artists ever. And when he said, I'm gonna do your portrait, I was so thrilled. This is what I got. Yeah, this is from 2015. That's quite a long time ago. And this is the YouTube button when we passed 100,000 subscribers, which is 7 times ago. I mean, we are now at almost 800,000. I can't wait to get to 1 million. I'm gonna try and make the best content possible. The thing is, what?
You know the channel turned 11 last week, a week ago today.
Our channel turned 11 last week.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, happy birthday, Dr. Mix YouTube channel. Thank you for reminding me that. See, I don't think about these things. You know, when it comes from festivities, I don't even think about anything. I don't plan for these things because I am more of a music nerd. And if I see an instrument and if I see it, I want to play it. You know, and that's it. But I promise to be a lot more thoughtful with my content creation. I promise. This is a New Year's resolution. All right, let's show them this. This is my favorite TV set ever. It's the JVC Helmet Astronaut TV, and I super love it. Here I got a lot of junk. This is where I keep all my cables, because of course, you know me, I am a little bit obsessive about this stuff. So I've got all the cables, cameras here, analog cameras here, pedals, microphones, GoPros. These are all the power supplies, every type of power supplies. Plastic, liquids, tools, gadgets, a scanner. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff, but I keep it nicely organized and neatly accounted for. That's right, which brings us to Studio C. This is the land of Luke, the man behind this camera. So it's a little bit of mixed bag because we have this Atari that I wanted to make a video about. The title of the video was How I Made Music Back in the 80s or something like that, but it's actually broken and I need to get it repaired. The important bit, it came with, it's this one, an original Cubase 2.1. So this is the main reason why I bought this computer, because it came with the goods. Oh, okay, so this is a DX rephase, CS rephase, a DDD1, pretty cool drum machine from the 80s, Korg. So this is a Casio synthesizer called Casio Tone 401, which I bought when I was with Anthony Marinelli in Los Angeles, and he told me that this is the synth that they used to do the frog sound on Michael Jackson's Thriller. That thing. And I wanted to make a video about it, but then I forgot and I never made a video about it, and it's sleeping here for now, but not for too long. Extra turntable. This is a collection of old Apple stuff. This is another PC. Here, this is empty, completely empty. I'm supposed to sell it, but I always forget. Up here we have VHS, DVD, and mini DV formats. These I use to digitize my old tapes. I have a lot of them. This is gonna be here for a long time because I love it. These are 3 fantastic modules from Mojave. I wanna make a video about these soon. Look at them. Cool, right? And these. Cool, right? Yeah. I just have to find more time to make more videos. Otherwise, this is an extra mixer that I have. It's a Mackie 1202. It sounds amazing. Can't recommend it enough. And here's a copy of my Bontempi. This is a fresh one that I bought recently. My original one is in the storage and it's not in great shape. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for that video as well. And this is where I learned to play the piano. This is my first organ. Yeah. Yeah, baby. And yeah, I've got percussions here, more gear there. This is the Jean-Michel Jarre drum machine. It doesn't work, I have to repair it. The TR-505 works. The Monster TR-707 is fantastic. I'm gonna have to do some videos again soon about it. Otherwise, I've got an SP404 and more percussion. And this is the arm that we use for the beauty shots. That's why they're so creamy. And because Luke is so good, by the way. And back here we have like so much stuff. I'm just gonna mention this piece. So if it's a small piece of gear that I don't know where to put, I put it here. V256, one of my favorite vocoders ever. One of my other favorite vocoders ever, the Korg i4 IH. Oh, I love it so much that I have two of them in case one breaks. Well, this is from the back in the day when I was touring with them. What have I got here? The instrument I never learned how to play. I tried so hard.
I've never seen a harmonica like that.
Yeah, this is a chromatic harmonica. This is the one that Stevie Wonder plays. It's a minefield to play. Yeah, I never learned how to play it. And yeah, I'm not gonna show you everything, but I'm gonna show you my drone, because I used to do so many drone shots. Actually, this drone I had a terrible accident at Fatah, but it survived it. I mean, you can still see that it's kind of, it hit here. But otherwise it functions perfectly and I want to use it more. All right. This is the big machine where we edit the videos. We have two screens, although, Luke, you like to use this one now? That's your preference.
Stops my neck from aching if I look up all the time.
Ah, so okay, yeah, that makes sense. Also, this Rocket 6 sounds really well, and we are able to do some of the mixing on this system. They're amazing, yeah, I have to say. One of the best things that this room has is the view. Look at that. How cool is that? It's like you have a Louis aquarium, basically. That's a lot of synths that it's gotta run. That's not actually a bad shot. Look at it from here. That's a lot of synths. Wow. Yeah. Synths everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed this tour. If you want me to make more stuff like this, because of course this is long form and I end up speaking a lot, and please let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video, and if you do, leave a big comment, and thank you. Happy New Year, happy festivities. I hope you're doing super well. Bye. Very delicately. Shh, poof.